Welcome to solverfy.
So here, we simply want to find the mass of the galaxy and then the number of stars in the galaxy. So we can say that the velocity is going to be equal to the square root of the gravitational constant times the mass of the galaxy divided by the radius of the sun's orbit around the Milky Way. So we can say that the mass of the galaxy will be equal to the radius of the sun's orbit times v squared divided by g. We know that v is going to be equal to 2 pi times the radius of the sun's orbit divided by the period t. And so we can say that the mass of the galaxy is going to be equal to 4 pi squared times the radius of the sun's orbit cubed. The radius of the sun's orbit cubed divided by gt squared. My apologies. And so now we can solve. So we can simply say 4 pi squared, and then times the radius of the sun's orbit is going to be 30,000 light years. So 30,000 times 9.5 times 10 to the 15th meters quantity squared. So this would be 9.5 times 10 to the 15th meters. That's how far light travels in 1 year. So we're multiplying 1 light year by 30,000, and we're setting it to the third power. And then this will be divided by, again, 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11th times the period of the sun. So 200 million years. So 200 times 10 to the 6 years. And then there are specifically 3.15 times 10 to the 7th seconds per year. And then this will be quantity squared. And so we find that the mass of the galaxy is going to be equal to 3.452 times 10 to the 41st kilograms. So this would be one answer, the mass of the galaxy, and then we want to find the number of stars. So we can find the number of stars by dividing the mass of the galaxy by the mass of our own sun. And so this is assuming that most of the stars in the galaxy have the mass of our sun. So we have to make that assumption in order to find the number of stars. So this will be 3.452 times 10 to the 41st kilogram divided by 2.0 times 10 to the 30th kilograms. And this is giving us 1.726 times 10 to the 11th stars. We know that it's a little bit less than this because not all mass in the galaxy is because of stars. Most of it is because of stars. However, again, we have a lot of planets that aren't stars, and a lot of asteroids and comets, and a lot of course, different types of mass that take up, of course, the mass of the galaxy. It's not just stars, so it's going to be a little bit less than this. However, this is as best as approximation as we can get with simple algebra. That is the end of the solution. Thank you for watching.